So I welcome you. Before we start the course, I want to show and tell you what to use for drawing neurographics, how to properly draw neurographic lines, how to round them, and how to incorporate shapes into our neurodrawing. And so before we begin, to work with the full algorithm, I recommend practicing a bit, drawing a little. To draw neurographics, we need a black marker, both a thinner one and a thicker one, so that we can draw different lines, different types, and different thicknesses. And colored pencils. I have regular colored pencils. Mine are thick, that's just more comfortable for me. There are thinner ones too. You choose whichever ones you like. The main thing is that they are colored pencils or markers. Felt tip pens, markers, whatever you prefer. I draw with pencils, that's just more comfortable for me. So the very first thing that we really need to do together is to learn exactly how to draw a proper neurographic line. You see, a neurographic line is truly unique in its own special way. It is unlike any other line you have ever drawn before. Within each one of its individual segments, it is unique. Here it looks quite like this. Over here it looks like that. And right here it is something else entirely again. I want to say that our task is to draw new paths. What do I mean by that? When we keep thinking about the same thing, our thoughts visually look like this. This is being stuck in a loop. This is being stuck in a loop, and our task is to get rid of this looping, to break free from it. That's why we draw the neurographic line as something unique and unrepeatable. You can try this exercise. Place the marker down, think about where you want to lead the line. For example, I want to go up, but instead I go down. Take a moment to pause and reconsider your options. Pause, I want to go up, but I go to the right. Just like that. At this moment, you will feel goosebumps all over your body. If you happen to feel those sudden goosebumps, and I'm quite sure that you will, please be sure to let me know all about it in the comments section right under this post. And in this way, we can share the experience together. We are going to make our own human brain look at the situation from a different perspective, to break free from this cycle. To change our attitude, for example, toward a certain situation. To change our attitude toward ourselves. And after we draw the lines, our task is to round them off. This is essential. All these intersections, all our internal conflicts need to be smoothed out. The next step must be rounding off all of these. I can go over the same line several times. Do it in whatever way is comfortable for you. You can skip going over them and just fill in all these intersections right away. How do you properly fill in and round off the intersections? We have two lines. There's an intersection and we need to, like this, by continuing the line. Fill in everything inside so that the intersection is no longer visible. We need to smooth it out. If our lines have separated, here's this intersection, this sharp point. This kind of corner also needs to be filled in. Don't draw these kinds of sharp and spiky lines. Stars. Sometimes it happens. I often see this in works. Like this. To avoid these spiky stars, you need to continue the line. Round it off and extend it a little. I'm finally getting back to this project that we started. We have quite a significant number of lines to go through here. Our task is to round all of this off. This takes time, but it's during this rounding process that we calm down. We find solutions to our problems. This is a very important stage in drawing neurographics. That's why you need to take your time and round off absolutely everything. This is very important. During the rounding process, you might feel some irritation. And that's normal. Know that it's your body resisting because something is happening to you, something new. Our body doesn't like change. No one really likes facing something brand new. But you must keep going. I'm just warning you that this is normal. You won't necessarily feel irritation during the rounding process. It can happen at any stage. Just remember that it's perfectly normal, and you should just keep on drawing. You'll get over it. What exactly should you do if you have accidentally gone over the same line several times and visible gaps have started to form? How should you deal with small gaps like these that appear right here between the lines? If they bother you, fill them in. If you're okay with them, leave them as they are. Trust yourself and your feelings. That's it. Next step, we need to learn how to properly draw shapes into our neuro drawing. We will be drawing a lot of circles, so now relax your hand and draw a circle. Don't get too hung up on its size or shape. It can be a circle, an oval, anything rounded. Relax your hand and draw. And now our task is to round off all these new intersections that have formed with the lines we already had. This is how we incorporate the shape into our drawing. The drawing becomes more cohesive. And again, we round off these areas to avoid unnecessary tension, internal conflict. Observe your body and your sensations. Notice what is happening to you right now. Yes, that's it. Next, we might use squares. Squares can also have different shapes. You just relax your hand and draw all sorts of shapes. They don't necessarily have to be perfectly straight sides. Draw them freehand. Their position can be different. They can be straight or uneven. For some reason, when I relaxed my hand, mine looked more like a rhombus. It's upside down, but that's fine. First, we relax our hand and draw, and then while drawing according to the full algorithm, we can ask ourselves what this figure tells us, why it is exactly like this, why it is this particular size. And again, we round off all these intersections. Inner corners. There are also sharp ones. You can round them off or you can leave them as they are. You'll decide based on how you feel. Just know that you can either leave this inner corner or round it off. Here I rounded it off. For some reason I wanted to. Did I round it off here? No. I'm leaving it as is. Yes, we also have another shape, which is a triangle. Shapes can overlap with each other, or they can be, how should I say, independent from one another. Here I felt like adding a little triangle right here. I let go of my hand and draw a triangle. Also, it doesn't have to be the same size. I mean, about the same size, you just let go of your hand and draw however your hand moves. And again, we always make sure to round everything off. This is how we incorporate the shape into our drawing. When we start drawing using full algorithms, we will assign them certain values. Or, on the contrary, we might draw a shape and ask ourselves, what does this shape tell me? Yes, the inner corners. This one, for example, I will round off. Yes, I want to relieve the tension from this triangle. And from this one as well. I've rounded it like this, but I'll leave one corner as it is. So you'll also be looking at what feels right for you. You can round them off, or you can leave them sharp. Done. The next step will be coloring. We draw, we color. We also choose the colors based on how we feel. Look at which one you want, pick it, and start coloring. There is just one fundamental rule to follow for coloring. We apply color to at least 2, or even more distinct elements. What does that mean? All these little pieces, let's call them that, are elements. Our task is to color 2 or more next to each other. So for example, here I've already colored 4. In general, we keep coloring until our hand tells us to stop. Again, we let go, trust ourselves and our body. You can also color a specific element, for example. For me, that's a square. But I've colored it in and I feel like I want to do more. So I let my hand go and color wherever I feel like. Yes. We can apply color to the elements in their entirety, or we can choose to do so only to a certain extent. For example, I'm just coloring these ones in completely. Right? I've reached the edge, that's enough for me. And here, mine are colored in partially. The main thing is that there are 2 or more of them. And that's just how I felt like doing it. When we're done with one color, we take the next one. And we color looking at where we want to. The main rule is 2 or more elements. Yes, everything worked out for me. Colors can overlap each other. Mix colors if you feel like it. Just like that. The number of colors is not limited. That is, you paint with one. If that's enough for you, put it aside, take the next one, paint with it. That's good. Keep going until you create a drawing with that wow effect, until you really like it. You can use any colors, and the number of them is not limited. While you're drawing, you'll feel when it's enough for you, when you've used enough color and enough lines. All of this comes to you as you draw. Alright, I've explained everything about the colors. The main rule is to color in 2 or more elements next to each other. And the next stage will be the field line. The field lines are drawn thicker. They are the main ones. Main in the sense that they will set in motion the entire process that has taken place in our drawing. The field line is already one of the final stages. In any case, by this point we will have reached some conclusions, some very interesting thoughts. And so we will launch these field lines with good intentions, with positive aims. If something is unclear to you right now, don't worry, you will understand everything during drawing on a specific topic, following a specific algorithm. Right now, our task is to learn how to draw the lines correctly, to round them, so that during the actual drawing process, we don't get stuck on whether we're drawing the line correctly or not, or where to lead it, and everything like that. When we draw using the full algorithm, you will really need to concentrate deeply on your thoughts and reflections regarding the subject matter you have chosen. Now I suggest we practice how to do all of this correctly. And again, with our field line, we round off all these new intersections that have formed with the lines already present in the drawing. We carefully incorporate our line into the overall composition of the drawing. Yeah? This way, the drawing looks more harmonious and cohesive. Yes, that's it. Then our last step will be the fixation figure. This is basically a circle, something round or oval, harmonious. The fixation figure is specifically about resolving our issue. We draw the final element. With all the work you do on the drawing, a solution will come to you one way or another. And we need to fixate it. This is our fixation figure. It can be either a new figure or one of the figures we already have. I'm not going to touch this circle, I just want a new circle. The fixation figure is distinguished by the fact that it is also drawn with a thick marker. It should also be thicker, like the field line. It is the main figure. It's like a conclusion after the work we've done. It is drawn thicker. With this marker, we go over it several times, tracing it. Yes. That's right. And again, we round everything off. Be sure to include the fixation figure in our drawing. We go over all the intersections. Yes, everything is rounded. Check and review your work. You can send your work in for review. If you have any questions left, feel free to ask. I will definitely answer. These are the main points I wanted to share before we start drawing using the full algorithm. Take a little time for this. Practice a bit and it will become much easier for you. I wish you success and inspiration.